What is up, guys? It is your boy Michael back with you with another video. In this video, we are going to be previewing the matchup with Kansas. It's TCU's homecoming. We're the number 4 team in the nation. We're playing at 7 o'clock primetime on national television on Fox. I do not know why we're playing on national television in primetime. Probably someone's trying to set us up for an upset. I have no idea. But I mean, if you are the number 4 ranked team in the nation, why not? All right, so let's jump into it. The Kansas Jayhawks, 1-5 on the year. Horrible offense, horrible defense. Defense is giving up about 45 points a game. Offense is averaging about 23 a game. TCU offense averaging about 44 a game. TCU defense allowing 17 a game. All right, so I have mixed emotions about this game. I think, hold on. Before we get into that, let's actually get into some stats before I get into my thoughts. Peyton Bender, Kansas quarterback, his completion percentage is probably about 55 on the year. His touchdown to interception ratio is 8-9. Big time turnover machine. They have a very good running back, though. Khalil Herbert, he's got about 68 carries for about, I think, 500 yards? It's pretty good. He definitely tore apart West Virginia's defense. He had about 260 rushing yards against them. And their wide receiver, Steve Sims Jr., I think that's his name, Steve Sims Jr., he's probably the best playmaker. Fast, good hands, and he's probably looking to make some plays on Saturday. And then you have a TCU quarterback, Kenny Hill, as we all know. Completion percentage just under 70% at 69. You have a running back, our leading rusher, Darius Anderson, 68 carries, 430 yards. Our leading receiver, Jalen Reagor, true freshman, 15 receptions for 222 yards, I believe, and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. This is going to be a big-time matchup. Now I'm getting into my thoughts. All right, so mixed emotions about this game. I think, of course, we all know Doug Meacham left TCU last season and went to Kansas, of all schools. And there was bad blood toward the end of the season last year. There was bad blood between Doug and Gary and Doug and Sonny Cumbie. Sonny Cumbie and Doug Meacham were always butting heads about play calling. Gary Patterson hated the way Doug Meacham would manage the game, manage the clock, and his play calling. He did not use Aaron Green effectively. He didn't even use Kyle Hicks effectively last year. He kept making Kenny Hill look like Lamar Jackson or something. Making him pass for 500 yards a game and stuff like that. It was horrible. I hated the play calling last year. And he's definitely going to come into this game looking for revenge. He's definitely going to motivate his offense. And he knows Gary Patterson's defense. That's the one thing that concerns me. He knows what the weaknesses are. But at the end of the day, this is a different defense. We are a more mature defense. We're paying attention to detail better. And we're more sound. There's much more communication. There's more reacting instead of thinking. And that's where I think we have the biggest edge ever. The first quarter, I'm thinking Kansas is probably going to find a little bit of success. I think at the end of the first quarter, it's going to be about 24-7. That's what I'm thinking, 24-7. And then, I'm looking for Kenny Hill to actually probably have his best passing game. Of course, against Kansas in this kind of game, where he should have. I think he's going to complete 77% of his passes, to be honest with you. I think these receivers are kind of tired of dropping the ball. I think Sonny Cumbie has made that he has made that vocal in practice this week. I think we're going to have no drops. I think our leading receiver is going to be Kevontae Turpin. He's going to have 8 receptions, 125 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'm also looking for, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and say Kenny Hill completes 77% of his passes and has 412 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. I think Darius Anderson will have about 12 carries for 73 yards. Kyle Hicks has 18 carries for 130 yards. I think our offense is going to destroy Kansas. I really do. I don't think that this defense has the playmakers to stay with our offense, nor do they have the pass rush to get after Kenny Hill with our offensive line, who is big, strong, and basically outweighs every defensive line by an average, per man, by an average of 50 pounds. That's pretty a good margin. But I am worried about this guy, Junior Armstrong, pass rusher for Kansas. He's a good athlete. He's about 6'4", 245 pounds, and he can make some plays. I believe he's got 28 tackles, 4 for loss, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. So he's a playmaker. I think Lucas Niang is going to have his hands full with him, but I think he'll stay after him. Defensively, my defensive MVP, I believe, is going to be Travin Howard. He's been kind of lost in the cars lately, only because of how great our defensive line has been playing and our secondary. But in this game, I believe he needs to have a spy on Khalil Herbert coming out of the backfield, as well as stopping the run. I believe we're going to see a mixture of combos at linebacker between Travin Howard, Arico, Travin Howard and Ty Summers and Sammy Douglas, as well as a wild card for defensive MVP, Montrell Wilson. This guy is an absolute stud. He has come a long way since his freshman year. He is just making plays all over the field. And if I'm Gary Patterson, I'm noticing that Kansas's quarterback, he's not mobile. He's not. And plus, he throws interceptions. So why don't we do what we did last week against Kansas State and blitz on third downs, third and longs, maybe even third and shorts, second and longs. I think we're going to see more blitzing coming from Ennis Gaines, Ridwan Isahaku, maybe from the corners. I don't know. I think Gary Patterson learned his lesson against West Virginia, and he's not going to blitz the corners anymore. We're going to see a lot of blitzing, I believe. The defensive line, I believe, is going to have a stellar game. I think Ben Banigou is going to have, honestly, I think he's going to have 8 tackles. I'm probably maybe dumb for saying this, but he might have 3 sacks. Matt Bosin, I believe, is going to get a sack. Ross Blacklock is my wild card. I think he's going to get a sack. He's a big dude. I believe he is at 6'4", 320 pounds, stuffing the middle of the run, the middle of the offensive line. He is going to be a playmaker, dude. He is only a sophomore right now. Hopefully he doesn't leave next year in his junior year. Hopefully he stays his senior year. I just think this defense is going to have a great game. With all that's happening in college football, Gary Patterson notices that top teams are going down to teams that they should be dominating. And this team is old enough, and they realize, and I think Gary Patterson is teaching them well, look, every game, teams are giving you their best. This defense understands that. And in the Big 12, where offense reigns supreme, you need to come ready every single game. It doesn't matter about if you went into Stillwater and had a great game, if you played great in the first half against West Virginia, if you shut down Kansas State, it doesn't matter. Teams are going to give you their best. They're going to give you not a punch, a haymaker. They're going to give you their absolute best. I believe this defense is ready for this last stretch of the season where you go on the road in tough places. But that's the thing. This team is not thinking about being undefeated in December. They're thinking about being undefeated going into November. They're thinking about being undefeated at the end of the week and moving week to week, game to game. That's where I love this team, where their maturity has kicked in and their mindset is great. So I believe they are coming ready. They know that Kansas has played them well, played them tight, but I think they're tired of hearing Kansas plays us close. they're tired of it. I believe they are. I hear the attitude around practice has been intense. These DBs are focused, locked in practice, and I expect us to have a great day on defense. We might, since it's still a Doug Meacham offense, I think we're going to give up about 250 yards of total yards on defense. I think we're going to stuff the run, and they're just going to try desperately the whole game to get something out of it. And eventually I think they will, but it's not going to be close. So my thoughts on the game, there is a chance that maybe TCU might slip up and underestimate this team, but I doubt it. So my final score and prediction is going to be TCU coming out on top. I believe the starters will sit the fourth quarter. We're going to see a lot of Sean Robinson at quarterback, see a lot of freshmen on defense. But I am going with TCU winning the ball game 55-14. That is it. That completes it for this video. Let's get excited for this weekend. It's prime time. And let's just keep praying and hoping that this team is healthy and they're locked in every week. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I believe that's it, guys. I will be back with my review and immediate thoughts about the Kansas game Saturday night, immediately following the game. And I'm just going to make it in time to watch it at the beginning because I get out of work at 6:30. So, again, thank you for watching this, and go Frogs.